In the bustling heart of a Chicago mall on a crisp autumn afternoon, Alfred Thompson's world shattered when security guards tackled him to the ground, accusing him of kidnapping a wide-eyed 5-year-old boy. The child, clutching a toy spaceship, screamed not in fear but in protest, his tiny voice piercing the chaos. "That's my daddy. Let him go." As shoppers whipped out their phones to record the scene, Alfred's partner, Jordan Hayes, rushed over from the nearby food court, his face draining of color at the sight of his family being torn apart in public. Alfred and Jordan had met 3 years earlier at a community center in the Windy City's vibrant Boys Town neighborhood, where Alfred volunteered as a counselor for LGBTQ youth. Jordan, a soft-spoken architect with a passion for sketching cityscapes, had wandered in seeking support after a painful breakup. Their eyes locked during a group session on self-acceptance, and what started as shared coffees turned into late-night walks along Lake Michigan, where they bared their souls under the stars. Alfred, with his easy smile and empathetic nature, helped Jordan heal from years of hiding his identity in a conservative family. In return, Jordan's quiet strength grounded Alfred, who had grown up in foster care, always yearning for a family of his own. Their relationship blossomed quickly, filled with the kind of deep conversations that forged unbreakable bonds. They moved in together after 6 months, transforming a modest apartment in Lincoln Park into a home bursting with warmth, bookshelves lined with architecture tomes and counseling guides, a kitchen where they experimented with recipes from Jordan's Italian heritage. But the dream of parenthood lingered like an unspoken promise. Alfred, at 32, had always imagined himself as a father, inspired by the kids he mentored. Jordan, 35, was more cautious, haunted by his own childhood in a household where emotions were stifled. Yet, after countless discussions, they decided to pursue surrogacy, a path fraught with legal hurdles and societal judgments. The process was grueling. They navigated fertility clinics, legal consultations, and the emotional roller coaster of matching with a surrogate. Finally, after 2 years of saving and planning, little Ethan entered their lives. A bundle of energy with Alfred's curly hair and Jordan's thoughtful gaze. Born through a surrogate using Alfred's sperm and an anonymous donor egg. The birth certificate listed both as parents, a hard-won victory in Illinois' progressive laws. Ethan became the center of their universe, his laughter echoing through their home as he played with building blocks, mimicking Jordan's designs, or listened to Alfred's bedtime stories about brave explorers. But shadows loomed. Jordan's family, devout Catholics from a small Illinois suburb, had never fully accepted his sexuality. His parents, Maria and Robert, attended the commitment ceremony with forced smiles but whispered concerns about the lifestyle. When Ethan arrived, they doted on him during rare visits. Yet Maria often pulled Jordan aside, questioning if this was fair to the child. Alfred's side was non-existent. His foster parents had passed, and he had no siblings. So, they built their support network among friends in the LGBTQ community, attending playgroups where Ethan thrived among other kids from non-traditional families. The mall incident wasn't random. It stemmed from brewing tensions. Earlier that week, Jordan's sister, Lisa, had visited unannounced, her eyes narrowing at the sight of Ethan's room decorated with rainbow flags from a pride parade. Lisa, influenced by her parents' views, had been vocal on social media about traditional family values. Unbeknownst to Alfred and Jordan, she had tipped off child services with anonymous concerns, claiming the couple's environment might be unstable. But nothing came of it until that fateful day at the mall. Alfred had taken Ethan shopping for Jordan's birthday gift, a new sketchpad set. They were in the toy store when Ethan wandered off toward the arcade. Alfred found him quickly, scooping him up with a laugh. But a bystander, an elderly woman named Mrs. Hargrove, overheard Ethan's playful, "Daddy, put me down," and misinterpreted the scene. She alerted security, describing Alfred as suspicious. A man alone with a child who doesn't look like him. Security arrived, and in the panic, Alfred's explanations fell on deaf ears. "I'm his father. Check my ID," he pleaded, but the guards restrained him, citing protocol. Jordan arrived just as the police were called. The mall's atrium filled with onlookers, murmurs rippling through the crowd. "Is he really the dad? This is why we need to be careful. Ethan's cries escalated. Papa Jordan, help Daddy. The child's words hung in the air, a poignant testament to their family. But the damage was done. Phones captured every moment, and by evening, the video went viral on social media. Hashtags like mall kidnapping and gay parent drama trending. In the aftermath, Alfred sat in the police station, his wrists sore from the cuffs, while Jordan paced outside with Ethan asleep in his arms. The officers, after verifying documents, released Alfred with apologies, but the incident ignited a firestorm. News outlets picked up the story, framing it as a debate on parental rights versus public safety. Conservative commentators accused Alfred of endangering the child by living openly, while LGBTQ advocates rallied in support, calling it blatant discrimination. Back home, the couple collapsed on the couch, Ethan tucked in bed. How do we protect him from this world? Alfred whispered, tears streaming. Jordan held him close, their fingers intertwining. We fight, like we always have. But doubts crept in. Was there love enough against a society quick to judge? The viral video brought unwanted attention. Reporters camped outside their apartment, thrusting microphones at them. Mr. Thompson, do you think your sexuality played a role? One asked. Alfred, composed but weary, replied, family isn't defined by who you love, but how you love. Jordan, usually reserved, spoke up in interviews, sharing their surrogacy journey to humanize their story. Friends organized a fundraiser for legal fees, anticipating potential custody battles. Yet, the real conflict erupted within Jordan's family. Maria called, her voice trembling. This is what happens when you choose this path. Think of Ethan. Jordan's response was firm. Mom, Ethan has 2 dads who adore him. That's his path. The call ended in silence, but Lisa escalated things, posting online that the child deserves a normal family, implying they were unfit. Comments flooded in, some supportive, others vicious. Gays shouldn't raise kids. This proves they're predators. Alfred felt the weight most acutely. At work, colleagues whispered, and a parent pulled their teen from his counseling group, citing concerns. He confided in Jordan one night, Am I selfish for wanting this life? Jordan cupped his face. No, love. We're building something real. Their intimacy deepened in these moments, not physical but emotional. Shared vulnerabilities strengthening their bond. Ethan, sensing the tension, clung closer, drawing pictures of Daddy and Papa happy. The child's innocence fueled their resolve. They sought therapy as a family, where the counselor affirmed, Your love is valid, but society pushed back. A local church group protested outside the mall, signs reading, Protect our children. Counter-protests formed, turning the city into a battleground of opinions. As weeks passed, the story evolved. Investigative journalists uncovered Mrs. Hargrove's history of biased reports, including against interracial couples. Public opinion shifted slightly, with op-eds questioning snap judgments. Alfred and Jordan appeared on a podcast, their voices steady as they recounted the terror. When Ethan called me Dad, it wasn't just words. It was our truth, Alfred said. But healing was slow. Jordan's firm offered relocation to New York, a tempting escape. They debated late into nights. Stay and fight prejudice, or seek a fresh start? Ethan's future hung in the balance. The decision weighed heavily on them. Staying in Chicago meant facing daily reminders. The mall they now avoided, the stairs in grocery stores. New York promised anonymity, a larger LGBTQ community, better schools for Ethan. But uprooting felt like surrender. We've built our life here, Alfred argued. Jordan nodded, but his eyes betrayed fear. What if next time it's worse? Their deliberations were interrupted by a knock at the door. It was a social worker, Ms. Patel, sent for a routine check following the incident. She toured the apartment, noting the organized chaos of toys and drawings. Ethan chatted animatedly about his spaceship, calling both men by name. Ms. Patel smiled, but her questions probed. How do you handle discipline? Any family support? Alfred answered honestly, highlighting their routines. Jordan added details of Ethan's preschool progress. The visit ended positively, but the intrusion stung. A reminder that their family was under scrutiny. Word spread through Jordan's family grapevine. Robert, his father, who had remained silent, finally reached out via email. "Son, we're worried. Come home, let's talk." Jordan showed it to Alfred, who encouraged the visit. "Maybe it's a bridge." They drove to the suburb, Ethan excited for grandma's cookies. The reunion was tense. Maria hugged Ethan tightly, but her gaze at Alfred was cool. Over dinner, Robert cleared his throat. "We saw the video. Scary stuff." Jordan replied, "It was Dad, because of assumptions." The conversation veered into dangerous territory. Maria asked, "Don't you think Ethan needs a mother figure?" Alfred's jaw tightened, but he responded calmly, "He has two parents who love him unconditionally. That's what matters." Lisa, present via video call, interjected, "But studies show kids do better with traditional parents." Jordan shot back, "Those studies are biased. Ethan is thriving." The argument escalated, voices rising until Ethan whimpered, "Why yelling?" They left early, the rift wider. On the drive home, Alfred held Jordan's hand. "We tried." But the encounter fueled Lisa's online crusade. She started a petition for child welfare review, garnering signatures from conservative circles. Social media amplified it, with trolls doxing their address. One night, eggs splattered their door. A hateful note attached, "Fags out." The harassment peaked when Alfred's workplace received complaints, pressuring him to take leave. He confided in a friend, "I feel like we're on trial for existing." Jordan, ever the planner, researched protective orders. Their love, once a sanctuary, now tested by external forces. In quiet moments, they reaffirmed their commitment. Cooking together, reading to Ethan, stealing kisses when he slept. A turning point came via an unexpected ally. Mrs. Hargrove, the bystander, contacted them through a mediator. Guilt-ridden after media backlash, she apologized publicly in a letter to the editor. "I acted on fear, not facts. This family deserves peace." Her words humanized the debate, prompting some detractors to reconsider. Emboldened, Alfred and Jordan joined an advocacy group, speaking at events. "Our story isn't unique," Alfred shared. "It's about challenging biases." Ethan, oblivious to much, drew a family portrait for school. Two dads, a boy, and a rainbow. The teacher praised it, but a parent complained, sparking a school board meeting. At the meeting, tensions boiled. Supporters packed the room, chanting for equality. Opponents argued indoctrination. Jordan testified, voice steady, "My son calls us Dad and Papa because that's who we are. Don't erase us." Alfred added emotional weight, "Love doesn't discriminate. Why should we?" The board ruled in favor of inclusivity, but the victory was bittersweet. Media frenzy intensified, with talk shows debating, "Are gay parents equipped for crises?" One host grilled them, "What if Ethan questions his upbringing?" Alfred replied, "We'll talk openly, like any family." Privately, doubts lingered. Jordan confessed one evening, "Sometimes I wonder if Mom's right." Alfred pulled him close. "No, our choices define us." Their bond, forged in adversity, grew resilient. As winter approached, a custody threat loomed. Lisa, with parental backing, filed for intervention, claiming unfit environment. Court papers arrived, shattering their calm. The lawsuit hit like a blizzard, blanketing their lives in uncertainty. Lisa's petition alleged emotional harm to Ethan due to public scandals and unstable lifestyle. Backed by affidavits from family and anonymous sources, it sought temporary custody for Maria and Robert. Alfred stared at the documents, heart pounding. "This can't be real." Jordan, pale, murmured, "My own sister." They hired a lawyer, Ms. Rivera, a fierce advocate for LGBTQ rights. "This is discrimination masked as concern," she said. "We'll fight it." Preparations consumed them, gathering character references, Ethan's medical records showing perfect health, testimonials from teachers. Friends rallied, hosting a support dinner where stories of similar struggles flowed. The pretrial hearing was a circus. In the courthouse, protesters clashed outside, rainbow flags versus signs decrying agenda. Inside, Lisa testified tearfully, "I love my nephew, but he needs stability." Her lawyer painted Alfred and Jordan as attention seekers via the viral video. Ms. Rivera countered, "This stems from bias, not facts." Ethan, interviewed privately by a guardian ad litem, beamed, "I have two daddies who play with me." His words, read in court, softened the judge's expression. But Maria's testimony hurt. Jordan was a good boy until this. Jordan fought tears, squeezing Alfred's hand under the table. Post-hearing, they escaped to a park, Ethan chasing leaves. "What if we lose him?" Jordan whispered. Alfred, drawing strength, replied, "We won't. He's ours." Their evenings became strategy sessions, but they carved time for normalcy. Baking cookies, watching cartoons. Ethan's questions grew. "Why is Aunt Lisa mad?" They explained gently, "Sometimes people disagree, but we love you." Media scrutiny amplified voices. A conservative blogger accused them of using the child for publicity. In response, a celebrity couple shared their surrogacy story in solidarity. Public opinion swayed, polls showing majority support for LGBTQ parents. Internally, the strain tested their relationship. One night, after Ethan slept, Jordan snapped, "If I hadn't come out, none of this." Alfred interrupted, "Then we wouldn't have each other." They argued, voices low, about blame and resilience. Reconciliation came in apologies and embraces, reminding them why they chose this path. Discovery revealed Lisa's motives. Emails showing coordination with anti-LGBT groups. Ms. Rivera exposed it, weakening their case. But Robert surprised everyone by withdrawing support. "I can't hurt my son." He visited alone, hugging Jordan. "I'm sorry. Be the father I wasn't." The gesture healed old wounds. Maria, stubborn, stayed silent, but cracks formed. At a family mediation, facilitated by the court, emotions poured. Lisa admitted jealousy. "You have what I wanted, a family." Jordan empathized. "You can too, without tearing ours apart." As trial loomed, they prepared Ethan, explaining in age-appropriate terms. His trust bolstered them. Community events swelled, vigils, fundraisers. Alfred spoke at a rally. "This isn't just our fight. It's for every family judged unfairly." The trial opened dramatically. Opening statements clashed. Protection versus prejudice. Witnesses paraded, experts on child psychology affirming diverse families thrive. A sociologist testified on societal biases amplifying false accusations. Cross-examinations were brutal. Lisa's lawyer grilled Alfred. "Your foster background stable enough?" Alfred retorted, "It taught me what family means, choice and love." Jordan's poise impressed, detailing their routines. Ethan's recorded statement played. "Daddy and Papa make me happy." Murmurs filled the courtroom. The judge, contemplative, adjourned for deliberation. Waiting was agony. They spent days in limbo, cherishing moments, picnics, story time. Their love, amidst chaos, shone brightest. The verdict day dawned gray, mirroring their anxiety. Courtroom packed, cameras barred but tension palpable. The judge entered, face impassive. "After review," she began. "The petition is denied. Custody remains with the parents." Relief washed over them. Alfred and Jordan embraced, tears flowing. Ethan, with a sitter, would hear the news soon. Lisa slumped, Maria stone-faced. Outside, cheers erupted from supporters. Reporters swarmed. "How do you feel?" Jordan smiled, grateful and hopeful, but victory didn't erase scars. Lisa approached hesitantly. "I'm sorry. I was wrong." Jordan nodded. "Let's rebuild." For Ethan, family therapy followed, slow mending of ties. Maria attended sessions, gradually softening. "I want to be grandma." Robert's change inspired. attending Pride events. The experience transformed them. Alfred returned to work empowered, expanding programs for LGBTQ families. Jordan's designs incorporated inclusive spaces. They authored a book proposal, Our Family's Trial, sharing lessons on resilience. Society's response mixed. While many celebrated, backlash persisted, online trolls, boycotts. A national debate ensued. Laws protecting against false accusations, education on diverse families. Their story featured in documentaries, sparking conversations. Personally, growth abounded. Ethan flourished, starting kindergarten with confidence. My daddies are heroes, he boasted. Alfred and Jordan renewed vows privately, on Lake Michigan's shore. Through storms we stand. Challenges lingered. A similar incident at a park, a stranger questioning Ethan's parentage, reminded them vigilance was key. They advocated for policy changes, testifying in Springfield for anti-discrimination bills. Friendships deepened. Their support circle expanded, hosting gatherings where stories bonded. One couple, inspired, pursued adoption. As years blurred, the mall memory faded but shaped them. Ethan grew, curious about his origins. They explained surrogacy openly, fostering pride. Reflecting one evening, Alfred said, "That day could have broken us." Jordan replied, "Instead, it proved our strength." Their journey, from accusation to affirmation, epitomized love's triumph over prejudice. Yet, questions remained. In quiet moments, they pondered societal progress. Real or superficial? With time, their life normalized, but echoes of the ordeal influenced choices. They relocated to a quieter Chicago suburb, balancing community with privacy. Ethan excelled in school, his artwork winning awards, depictions of diverse families. Alfred mentored more youth, Jordan volunteered at shelters. Family bonds strengthened. Holidays included Maria and Robert, awkward at first but warming. Lisa, reformed, became an ally, apologizing publicly online. "I learned tolerance through love," she posted. The viral video's legacy endured. Anniversaries brought media requests, which they selectively accepted to educate. A foundation emerged, Families United, aiding those facing similar battles. Emotionally, they navigated lingering trauma. Therapy continued, addressing fears. Jordan's confidence grew. Alfred's empathy deepened. Their relationship, battle-tested, evolved, more intentional, appreciative. Ethan's questions matured. Why did people think Daddy kidnapped me? They answered honestly. Misunderstandings about families like ours. It sparked his interest in social justice, joining kid-friendly advocacy. Broader impacts rippled. Legislation passed, mandating bias training for security. Schools incorporated diversity curricula. Their story inspired art, plays, songs. Challenges persisted. A workplace discrimination suit for Alfred highlighted ongoing fights. They persevered, role models for resilience. In retrospect, the mall incident was a catalyst. It exposed flaws, forcing growth. Their love, once private, became a beacon. As Ethan turned 10, they celebrated with a trip to New York, symbolizing options explored. He thrived, calling them best dads ever. The journey underscored choices. Confront bias or retreat. They chose confrontation, emerging stronger. But one question lingers. Was society's quick judgment on that fateful day rooted in genuine concern for child safety, true or false?